Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. I'm back at my studio here today, so maybe that might sound a little bit different. There's sadly no General Teddy for a little while now. Shame. I've become quite used to his grandiose snoring. But we're back, baby. Plumber, bless his little cotton heart, he got up at 6:45 this morning in California and got the turn done for us. So it was only with a little bit of like light prodding, a small lashing of lashes, you know. Not too bad. He managed to survive it anyway. I'll go get started here as soon as I can figure out how to bloody hell look at the chat again. Bug it out as use YouTube. I don't know. It's crazy how YouTube has two apps and sometimes they're both just as useless as each other. But hey ho. Alright. Wow, I've got 6 people. Look at me, Mr. Popular. How you guys doing? Then we've got Wesley, Harris Johns, Johnny. I'm just going to go Johnny. Great to have you. I think it's the first time I've seen you in chat here, Johnny, so welcome. Hello there, Evil. Good to have you, my man. Right, so I'll go ahead and get the turn up, and we'll go from there. So I'll just take a minute here to launch the game. Let's go ahead and reveal the turn. Well, reveal the loading screen, I should say. Yeah. Hopefully the audio is okay. Looks alright on my end. So hopefully that's good. Yeah, so the French have gas. The Russians have gas. And here I am stuck in the middle with you, fine people. We're gonna get gassed. It's just almost an entirely pointless question to ask now. It's gonna happen. But we do have a turn in from the guys, so that's good. In fairness, it's one of those. The more gas they use, maybe the better we'll be able to withstand it. Who knows? Right. Is the music too loud? Let's turn it down a tad. Oh yeah, it was a little bit louder than normal, I guess. We'll go with about that then. Let me see. Alright, I was about to say, am I getting like turn sounds, game sounds, there we go. Yeah, I just need to survive it first. What I've decided to go ahead and do, I tell you, this game is really quite pretty sometimes. I say sometimes, it actually is quite a pretty game. I do quite like it, actually. What I've decided to opt for here then, let me make sure I've not launched the game twice. Sometimes I do that, but no, we're alright here. What I've decided to opt for here then is essentially these positions here. So, such as Valdemoiselle and Metz, due to the nature of them being a clear province, a clear tile. I was going to go with clear terrain. They are more vulnerable than other provinces. Tiles, even. What I've decided to opt for here, then, is... I may even go ahead and do it over here as well, actually. I think I will. What I've decided to go ahead and opt for here, then, is essentially that these elements over here in the field. I'm expecting that the enemy will use gas. And what I'm thinking here is essentially because gas will rapidly disintegrate our cohesion, it will really hit the cohesion. I'm thinking that perhaps it is better to accept that there may be a defeat and just withdraw. Like, for example, if I lose at Valdemoiselle, I mean, this is it, I'm looking to limit our losses here then. So, defend or retreat, your side will want to retreat during the start of the third round unless the attack is failing and the chance to succeed in doing so are increased. What I'm thinking here is essentially the problem of the West, the reason why the West was so bloody and why the East is... I don't know. I think the most successful tactic that the Russians could go for example, is to give ground and just to trade space for time, really. And I think that's something that's very difficult in the West. But I think that's really more of a psychological factor. There are, of course, cities here that do matter. I mean, once we get up to this area over here, yes, it does matter. But we do have space. I do have that to actually use there. And the fundamental thing is, well, at the end of the day, I do have units that dug in behind, and we will continue to dig in behind here and dig additional lines. But what I'd like to go ahead and do is, rather than bleed the West dry of strength again, is fight. Don't make it easy, of course, but fight until it's time to withdraw. Minimise our casualties, and if we are being hit with gas, that does mean that one army or a number of forces are going to lose a large amount of cohesion. So I'd rather them withdraw while they still have the cohesion to do so, or at least still have cohesion to make them okay the following turn, or able to be okay 2 turns afterwards. And the places I've chosen here then, so obviously Festung Vion, well yeah, the Fortress Fionville, how you want to pronounce that, Metz over here. These guys are great because they obviously do have fortresses to play with. I could really do like a leader in here, actually, just... but it's okay, we don't have all that many men here. Essentially, the fortresses will hold maybe a turn, give or take, something of that nature. It does depend. I decided to go ahead and, well, reinforce the fortress over here at Metz. Just added some additional men over here. So you can see that we do have a grand total of 51,000 men. The actual men in the fortress doesn't really make that much of a difference. It really does come down to artillery, which is why these fortress guns are so damn good. But at the end of the day, we don't have everything we want. So what I've gone ahead and done, and I placed a commander over here. He's actually just an awful commander, but he's just an officer here, just a junior officer, I guess you could say. General Lieutenant, General Lieutenant, I don't know, I'm assuming so. But anyway, he's not a particularly good leader, but he can command this, and they don't receive a penalty then. So it means that they will fight, and they'll fight rather effectively. The problem is the Metz munition stockpile is worth quite a lot of war supply. How you doing there, Rack? Good to have you, my man. So it would kind of suck to lose it, but I'm figuring that at the end of the day, we do have these calls over here, the armies. I'm going to make sure that we have the ability to fight in the turns after. I decided to go ahead and just reorganize here. This general over here, I couldn't give him core command because it would put us over. So what I decided to do then is just place the heavy artillery in with the actual divisions here, just to make sure that it is properly utilized and is definitely used in battle to its greatest effect, really. But that's going to be the idea. Mademoiselle is probably the point where he's going to attack, but I'm not entirely certain. He could go for Metz, but again, it depends. He could go for Fionville, and Fionville's probably a very good target. It's probably the one I would go for if I was being honest here, really. Because he has two armies. We would receive reinforcements potentially, but it's the point where I'm going to receive potentially the fewest reinforcements, or even down here in the south, we could potentially attack there. Either way, gas will be used. And gas is pretty nasty. Gas is going to be one of those things that will push us back, and we did see even in the east, even in a very good position, it did manage to push us back. So what I've decided to do here then is accept that that's likely going to happen, and I'm going to make sure that I don't go down losing too many men in that instance. And then I'd like to go ahead and counterattack. I think the best situation would be when he moved into something like, let's say, Metz. He moves into Metz, and then we're able to counterattack before he digs in past maybe level 1, level 2, something of that nature. And then obviously I do have a fortress over here to help support me. I just essentially try and make it a bloody situation for him, but one that we can control for ourselves. Like, the fortress, sort of the units I have over here, like, are digging in. Like, this is level 5 trenches over here. There's level 5 over here. These guys are digging in as well. This is probably a little bit of weakness. But over here, TEAW, we're digging in level 5. These guys are obviously digging in level 5 here. So we have that. The only difficulty is I don't have the rail lines, but they're not that far away, and there are roads over here, so we could move relatively easily. But that's going to be the idea of that. We'll see. We'll see. At the end of the day, if he wants to go ahead and throw gas, there's not that much I could do about it. Our men are behind in infantry level, so we are going to suffer. We've gone ahead and issued a order for an attack over here. Now, I do have a conservative attack order issued. Now, the army of Brusilov is actually a little bit lower on cohesion. He's down pretty mightily there on cohesion. It doesn't mean that he can't just use gas here again, but we'll see about that. But I'm happy to go ahead and throw down here. We're going to have a Jaeger Corps. Jaegers are fantastic, actually. I'm going to have the Jaeger Corps over here throw down. Now, had they been in hills, they would be even better, but it's fine. Hill, mountain, etc. So we're going to launch a counterattack over here. I'm hoping that our men will be able to make it. These guys are moving across. I do have 19% military alignments over here, so I can't move in via rail. But we'll be able to march in there, but hopefully they march to the sound of the guns, and we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping that we can push the Russians back. Down here on the Serbian border, it is basically a skeletal force, a skeleton force. But that's okay, if he's not going to push. Like, he has far more men than we do here now. But at the end of the day, if he wants to push, he can push. I'm going to go ahead and fight the Russians, deal with the Russians, or at least inflict blows against the Russians of Alexander. Oh, that's funny, isn't it? Oh, no, so Plumber. I keep getting it confused. Plumber here. What I've also decided to go ahead and do then is I'm waiting for the artillery to mass over here under the army of Conrad. I decided to go ahead and have the men given a halt order this turn. I want to go ahead and have that cohesion recover here. It's not going to recover very well, but I can also go ahead and build a depot over here, which will be quite vital. I'm going to go ahead and essentially recover my strength over here and then push onto the fortress at Dubno. We do have a Russian corps over here, but it's not that great of a threat, frankly. There is cavalry moving up over here. There is the army over here of, it's Affenberg? Of Affenberg. So the Affenberg army is going to remain here. They're going to act as our supporting force in the rear. I do have a force here, the 3rd Corps, who was previously an army commander. I could potentially make him an army commander again, but I'd have to double check that. But he's leading a group, a corps of 3 infantry divisions with 2 artillery regiments, medium, and additional supply there, and he'll be there in 9 days. Okay, we do have assets moving to the front. These are moving to Conrad. These are moving to Conrad. So we're moving that heavy artillery over here. Essentially, what I want to go ahead and do is have like 2 strong armies to push against the fortresses over here. I don't know. It's an interesting one, isn't it? I mean, he has a unit of bombers to represent the fact that the Russians had experimented somewhat successfully with bombers. We don't have that, nor does the Western Entente actually, so that's quite fun. Now, what I'm doing over here, Ben, is that Lucal, he's building up military control. I could stay, and well, I could move forward, but I'm going to go ahead. Actually, to be fair, maybe there's a lot to be said about moving forward this turn. I think we'll go ahead and move forward this turn. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. I'm still going to gain military alignment, but I'll make it over here, and I'll be on the doorstep of Brest-Litovsk. I really want to gather information over here on Brest. What I've gone ahead and ordered here, then, is the 1st Army under von Kluck will move south. I'm going to go ahead and have them build up that rail line there. But I am getting a phone call here, so I'll just be a moment, guys. Just hold on a... Okay, we are back. Sorry about that, ladies and gents. So yeah, I've gone ahead and ordered the army of von Kluck to go south. I've ordered some corps to break off and just essentially try and gain control of provinces over here. Gain control. Just 1 second here. Right, so that's going to be the game plan here. I'm going to go ahead and have the army of von Falkenhayn assault the city over here and hopefully seize the depot for us today. I'm in an hour about... and in fact, I did decide to go for it. I hadn't remembered if I had decided to go for it or not, actually. The 8th Army over here are moving... the 8th Army is not moving to Grodno. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and have the 8th Army. They're due to construct a depot over here, but in fact, I'm going to go ahead and just cancel that for now. I can do without that depot. But I think I'd like to have the army moved over here to reinforce the army of von Bülow, just in case. Alright. So, sorry about that, I'm just getting... it's always the case, isn't it? It's like, as soon as you start doing something, that's where you get called. Now, this is my girlfriend just asking something. Right, okay. Yeah, ring there, he will pick up the telephone. But yes, what I've also gone ahead and ordered here then is the Corps, the General Corps, the 25th Corps there. So the Archer Wu Corps to move forward. Then there's also the Reserve Corps, the 1st Reserve Corps moving up over here as well. And the idea is I can go ahead and take control here. Well, ideally gain military control over here. Move a corps up over into this position so I can be on the outskirts of Vilnius. I want to be in a position where if he doesn't attack me this turn, I could maybe use the rail lines and look to flank the Russians and then force him into a position where he either retreats or gives battle. And if he gives battle, I'm in a position where these men can reinforce, and I'm in a good position then. I want to turn the tables on him and actually bring him to battle, rather than he bring me to battle, but we'll see about that. The army over here of von Hausen's moving up on this corps over here. I'm not entirely sure how strong they are, but we'll find out. Hopefully we'll be able to defeat them, but I want to try and just close this now. The Russians have managed to obviously withdraw relatively successfully, but I'm going to go ahead and just take the campaign season as it begins now, and use it as an opportunity to throw hands with the Russian army. Opportunities will emerge once again, but fundamentally I need to secure Poland, and I need to be able to reconsolidate, well, to consolidate the forces we have and push forward. Keep clicking and not clicking. So Brest-Litovsk is an objective over here. I do want to seize the fortress of Brest-Litovsk as well as the city there, and its depot. Rono over here as well, these fortresses. Just in general, I want to seize these positions. I don't know if I can take artillery from them. Don't think so. But again, I'd like to be able to threaten Minsk as well. He's going to be gaining that munitions factory next turn, and it'd be just such a tragedy if he was to fall like a few turns after. But we'll see about that. In the Ottoman Empire, I have forces moving on the coast. I've ordered a minesweeper to move up over here. It's actually kind of odd. The minesweepers aren't really covered in the manual, so I'm not entirely sure how effective they are. But what I'm thinking about doing is maybe having like a battleship escort some minesweepers and try and clean up the mines. But again, I've really no idea. I think probably having a lot of heavy ships do that would be a good idea. What I've gone ahead and done then is split up the Turkish and the... Well, I've given the Turks over here the German transports over here, sort of the Austrian transports, still technically German, but you know what I mean. They're going to stay separate. And then I actually did put in some of the... Okay, it's doing it again. Sometimes you could get away with it, but I think there is a penalty for commanding units of other nationalities, and it's a bit hard to get around. It was saying it was okay last night, but now it's not having it. So yeah, well, that's okay, let's go with that. So I'm going to have the Austrian fleet move around the Black Sea. The idea is going to be to try and engage with anything if they do find it. I could have the Ottomans do that, but the Ottoman fleet is a little bit smaller. And the idea here is essentially I'm going to use the Ottomans as the hammer in this area, and just try and make battle. I believe I can beat the Russian Black Sea with the Ottoman Imperial fleet, but I would suffer if I have the Ottomans and the Austrians move together. There is a potential that they could be engaged separately and things go poorly, but we'll see about that. Okay. What I've decided to go ahead and do over here then is I'm going to try and push my luck somewhat. I'm going to move a Ottoman corps. There's 2 Ottoman corps, I should say, over here. These are not powerful units, but it is a good commander. Well, I say good commander. He's got some good things over here. What I've decided to do is move them into that area and have them defend and retreat if engaged. I could have this one, but I really just want to get a sense of what he's going to do here. If he doesn't attack, or if there's no orders to attack, then I would like to try and gain some sort of toehold over here in Kars. We do have additional forces moving up over here, then, but I want to gain that foothold. I want that position. And then I am going to try pushing Kars. I did think about maybe we march over this way and we move upon Erevan, but at the end of the day, he can move forces around here easily. I just want to try and push upon Kars quickly. And it is on the rail line. If I take Kars, then that is a great thing for me. It does mean I can push forward then. And I'm hoping that will force him to have to send more men down to the Caucasus. Speaking of sending men elsewhere, I do have supplies and etc. Supplies and munitions moving over to Danzig, where we will have the Corps von Leto. He's going to be made ready to move to Finland, which is going to be a lot of fun there. I could probably leave the Marines as a garrison, something of that nature. But indeed, we have the escort fleet with some mine ships over here. I may try and use them, but I do have a transport over here. They can carry 139 transport capacity. The Corps von Leto is only 9, so it's pretty cheap. Obviously with the supply being much heavier, but yeah, the men are actually fairly easy to load. I do have the high seas fleet over here as well. That'll be moving out soon enough as well. I could have them move out, but I don't want to give him any indication of what's going on. I could move them directly here, but they would sustain fire. But we'll see. I don't know, maybe I could go for that. It does mean that I'm probably going to take casualties, but it may be worthwhile. But I think probably over here if I can do, and then just drop over here. There's not any guns I could see, and at least at this position I'm going to be able to land rather easily and potentially uncontested. But that'd be excellent. So that's generally what's going on. On the wider scene, on the wider scale of things, I decided to go ahead and use about 200 war supply and a bunch of state funds, about 400 state funds, and I've ordered the construction of a munitions factory in Vienna and one over here at Breslau. The idea is just, well, I did say early on that I was going to commit to building a munitions factory, and then that kind of conveniently went down the drain. So we do need more munitions. We have been bolstered by the fact of the Ottomans, and we do actually gain another few hundred munitions there. I gained like another 400 munitions there. Crazy idea, Ottoman naval invasion of Crimea, possibly supported by the Austrians to draw forces away from... Yeah, that's a good idea there, Brooks. My only... interestingly, it doesn't appear to be mines here. How wild is that? That's very interesting, actually. Ah, okay. I didn't realise there wasn't any mines over here. In which case, there could be, like, something to be said about dropping somewhere, like Kazan, if you could land there. There are mines over here. It is interesting. I mean, the Romanians are due to be joining the war now in a couple turns, so it may not be entirely necessary. We may be able to just move Ottoman forces through Romania, or just Romanian forces through there, and have the Ottoman Turks just like concentrate on the Caucasus and the Middle East. But we'll take a look at that. Actually, there's a couple of questions there. No, I agree with that. It's something to investigate. I do have Ottoman forces moving down the Sinai. Well, not. No, I guess this is technically the Sinai. I guess does this count as the Sinai as well? But anyway, this is Sinai. I guess this is Palestine, of course. So they're moving towards the Palestine. Sorry, they're moving towards the Sinai, and that's going to be the idea there. I do have my forces over here. Riverboat's going to be heading back and picking up some troops there, and we'll have them move out. It's a difficult thing down here because there's just not a lot of supply to work with, but it is what it is. So it's going to be an interesting one, potentially a day of battle, and I guess we'll have to see how it goes. So we'll go ahead and get started here in just a moment. So let's go ahead and see how things go. I'm retaining 7 engagement points there, and some state funds. I'm hoping that we can get the tech. Alright, let's see. Alright, okay. Let's see. Can we see any signs of movement? I do wonder how our Jaegers will do, but they do have reinforcements, and I'm hoping with Brusilov's army. Alright, okay. So we see a corps arrive there at Ostov, it seems. We're seeing a large Russian army moving there. I do have that corps set to retreat, I believe. But I'm hoping that... right, so we do have our battle here. We do have 170, 190... It looks like it's going in our favour, and it is in fact in our favour. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, so it is bought at a heavy price there, 21,000 to 18,000 casualties there, 208,000 men involved. The Jaegers obviously very good men, but they did sustain quite a few hits. But at the end of the day, we do force the Russians back. That's good. How you doing there, Jay Briggs? Good to have you, my man. Yeah, that's pretty good. These men exhausted, which is, yeah, that's in our favour. That's definitely in our favour there. It looks like the other army did join in, and the other army as well joined in. But these men are suffering exhaustion, so that's good. If I have the capability, I could potentially push the Russians next turn as well. He did have that trench effectiveness there too. But that's good. It's a good thing there to push him back. He's taken quite a few casualties, and his gain has been reversed rather immediately. It looks like he actually... I'm not entirely sure who gave the offensive order here, because we're both on an offensive... And yeah, you can see here the weather not good also for us, but that's a good victory for us. That's good. We do push him back. I would like to retake this objective in the future. He may be looking to move that core here, but I still have a sizable force here anyway. Alright, there we go. Is he going to make a move? We do see a Russian cavalry unit there. We do see our militia that just arrived as a cavalry do. The servants moving across there. I really am weak on the ground over at Serbia, but it is a calculated risk there. Okay, so he does have a large amount of force. I'm going to see... Okay, so he does attack. We do take a lot of casualties there. Oh! Fucking hell, we take a lot of casualties there. Oh, we did have reinforcements over here. That's why we managed to hold on. I was going to say 22,000. That's like almost half of that core there. But the good thing is that core does bleed a hell of a lot. But we do hold in the position, which is good. So, definitely a victory here for the Russians, really. But at the end of the day, it does mean that we have our toehold over here, ideally. And we do have Turkish forces. We do have a good sense of what we're dealing with there now, so that's quite good there. Yeah, we'll see if we can follow that up. It looks like he's moving forces there, but we do have our forces. So, he's moving... And again, this is it. He's preparing to move from Belgrade, it seems. Yeah, well, those cavalry got what was coming to them. Cavalry can do quite a good job there. I mean, we still took quite a few casualties there. We'll gain some of those casualties back, but still. Okay, yeah. Okay. We do push the Serbians back here then on this day. That's good. Yeah, having that trench level is very handy. He did take a river crossing penalty there. So 6,500, and these are, I believe, militia. Yeah, these are militiamen here. You can see we only had 36 bloody guns. He only had 72 bloody guns. We're basically hitting each other at this point. But that's not bad. We do at least hold him back this day. That's a good hold there. Right, moving through. I'm not seeing any major engagements. And I've not seen anything on the Western Front. Ah, there we go. We do wipe out that cavalry division there. That's a good thing for us. He's moving here. Very interesting. Alright. Okay, I wonder where he's going to be then. But no gas. Okay. Maybe Alex has decided to hold on to his gas. Who knows? Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I mean, I'm not complaining. This is a day. We don't see any, potentially any other gas usage? Ah, fucking hell. Well, we're back in winter again. Oof, okay. I was hoping that the campaign season would begin in earnest. It looks like we're still dealing with the poor weather, which makes sense. It's still March. Every time I move this army von Kluck, it's just the cohesion just collapses. That's a real big pain in the ass, but I guess we'll try and make it work. Who knows? We'll try and make it work. I didn't even see the... Did I see the assault go ahead here? I guess I didn't, just must not have noticed that much. Right, we're moving on upon the fortress. Where did my army go? Why are you over here? Okay. Okay. Did I maybe move to the... Oh, okay. Right. Maybe I dragged it onto the wrong province there, but yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and hit these cavalrymen. My god, we need to get rid of them. At least I can rebuild the rail line immediately. Either way, we're here now, so I'll make it work. I need this fortress to surrender. They will eventually surrender. I mean, I could hit it with this core, but at the end of the day, I want to do this very cheap. I do have some men over here to hold the fortress too, which is very handy. Right, there we go. So at least we have some men in there. Right, so they can move across, and they should actually be able to be there in a day. There we go. So we'll be there in a day. We do have this core over here as well, which are building up military control there. Let's go ahead and check if we can follow up against Brusilov there. We don't really have much in the way of information. Hard to say. Our cohesion is okay. Our supply is a little diminished, but supply should recover. It could in fact be worthwhile just to push over here, because then the Jaegers become even more effective. So what I'll go ahead and do then is we'll take the second army over here. I'll have it rebuilt. I can also bench support the Jaegers, but I can go ahead and have the cores really well led. So yeah, we'll have the second army take control of the Jaegers, and then we can push over here to Chenowitz. That'd be excellent. If I could retake an objective, that would be good. That'd deny him something there. That's very good. The Western Front suspiciously quiet, which is interesting. And this is the quietest that Lemberg's been for a while. We are building a bad amount of supply there, so that's very good. I do have the army of Conrad over here, which is very nice. So, clear terrain, snow, harsh weather. Right. So I've got the army over here of Conrad. I just need to organize it. And we're in a very good position. He may be looking to use. I do have this other force over here, so I could actually spread things around a little bit better if I wanted to. I've got a good amount of power there. It could be worthwhile to attack him. But that's a very large force over there at Brest. It's a very large force. Right, I've got enough to use the rail line here. Right, so move them across to take that. That's good. Right, you just remain there. Your goal here really is just to take military control there. So the Russians are definitely building up over here. I mean, we are looking to try and cut their retreat, but that's a little bit harder. A little bit easier said than done, really. Building up some... yeah, not a lot. Really, I just want to move across here. He does have that cavalry. It's a tough one. I could maybe beat that with just the cavalry as is, but that bloody winter weather is nasty. I don't know. Maybe I can do it. Maybe I can do it. We'll go for a conservative attack forward over here. If I can cut that rail line, that'd be great, because it really is a fight for the rail lines. I do have this corps in a good position. I could have this corps actually ordered to move over here. I'm going to go ahead and construct a depot over here then, as we push forward. We do have the army of Falkenhayn over here. I could go ahead and have Falkenhayn... really, I want to go ahead and have Von Kluck's artillery moved over here, the super heavy artillery. But I just can't believe that every time I move forward with Von Kluck, the bloody winter just arrives. And I've got the army... what I'm going to go ahead and do is just reorganize things over here then. So I've got the army under Von Below and Von Hindenburg, and I could probably organize them. So he's still in position here then, okay. It has worked out like I wanted, so I do have military control over here, which is great. Really nice and good. So that is what I wanted there. So he does have another army over here, Russia army. Russian army over there, and Vilna. So he's trying to hold in such positions. Let's see what we've got over here then. Yeah, there we go. The Tsar takes command of the army, so his morale will be, buffed by 5. So following the catastrophic defeat of the Russians in Poland in 1915, Tsar Nicholas II took personal command over the Russian armies. This proved to be to have dire consequences for his government, as the imperial rule had become inextricably linked to all future defeats suffered by the army. So this event automatically occurs if the Eastern Entente morale drops below 75 after January 1st, 1915. 25% chance of this happening per turn. So we're quite fortunate to have it happen now. That's good then. So the Eastern Entente gains 5 national morale, but suffers -1 alignment in Russia every turn the Eastern Entente morale is dropped below 75. And that's really what we need to do there, is push the Russians to the brink. So he's at 77, so he's already lost some morale there. It looks like the Western Entente is actually building up power. I think they're building up power. I mean, they're almost as strong as the Russians. So he's doing pretty well there. 85, we're at 94. I do really need to bolster my morale, really. The Brits will be joining very soon, I imagine. In fact, we'll go ahead and take a little Western Front, then. The weather's okay out here. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go for gas, but he will be going for gas at some point. Oh my god, did we get the tank? Yes! Yes! Ah, it worked out! Yes! We're scrimping. Oh, we've got submarines there too. I don't have gas yet, but that's okay. I'm going to get gas enough anyway that we'll figure it out pretty quick. But at least we have the artillery and we have the infantry, so thank fuck for that. So I'm just going to check here. My little bro's getting the train. Let me just see where it is. I tell you, every time I'm doing something, somebody messages me. So 1 second. Alright, there we are. Alright, I can't believe it though. Any time I just do something, it's this like suddenly everybody wants to talk to me. It's amazing, isn't it? I'm sure you guys understand that. But yeah, we're looking good there. So Alex is building up his infantry there, but I'm hoping that we can leapfrog. I mean, everybody's tech is actually more or less at level 2 now. We don't have a gas, but we'll have a gas soon. Brits will be here pretty much next turn. Then he did have a very nice... yeah, it looks like his diplomat worked there. So if he puts a diplomat, it's certainty, really. If he doesn't, it's one more turn after that, but it's almost a certainty next turn. We do have Romanians here at 93. We're looking pretty good. Yeah. So we'll have the Romanians there in, like, what? 3 turns, really. 96, 90, yeah, pretty much. At least once I get to 99, I don't actually have to put the diplomats in there. They'll just come of their own accord. Looks like we've moved the Bulgarians. Oh, the Japanese have entered the war. That's a lot of fun. Oh, he did use gas. He just didn't move forward. Interesting. Maybe there was too many delays. I'm not too sure. Interesting though. So there was gas usage over here. Right, the enemy garrison surrendered. Oh, that was over here then, so we didn't even have to assault. Okay, so the Eastern Entente surrendered us. Oh, we gained a morale point there. That's really nice. So we gained 4 victory points from that as well. Cool, I like it. And we do gain ourselves a level 2 depot there, that's pretty good. Right. Yeah, increase support in Bulgaria and Romania. Okay. I'm pretty handy about... Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that, so it's pretty handy to have. Let's see. Yes, they retreated there day 3. Cars was bloody. Cars was bloody. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god! Did he retreat? Did he retreat? Oh! Salutations! Oh, fucking hell, that's worked out better than I could ever believe. Oh, it's over! Oh, it's over. He can move back here by rail, but he is... Oh, he is not going to be happy. Oh, the Jedi are going to be feeling that one in the morning. I swear to God, this always looks like a freaking samurai sword, but you know. That's nice. That's what we call a KO. That's a spicy meatball there for the rations to choke upon. That's brilliant. Just as we have all these men arrive too. Oh, bloody fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Oh, no, I'm happy about that. He can move his little paltry cavalry force down there. I don't give a monkeys. We're good to go, ladies and gents. We're good to go. I can get those men moving down here too. Can I build a bloody depot here? I need to look up what you need to build a depot. So I swear. Yeah, that is a real nice game for us there. Really nice game. Because I've got more men becoming active now. I do actually have a legitimate army over here that could be there in a day. And that is a big deal. That is a very big deal. Right, he could be a corps commander right now. He's a bloody good corps commander in there. Well, at least he's high ranking corps. Well, he's not a good corps commander. He's just a commander. Let's just say. We'll put it that way. But he can lead men. And I like people that can lead men. So we can go ahead and sort that out. Yeah, that's bloody fantastic. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh, the Entente is not going to be happy about that. They are not going to be happy. Can I build a depot here? Because that'd be really quite nice. Okay, I can't build a depot, but you know what? If I can get enough men over here, then I could potentially assault the fortress. Oh, that's really nice. And we're going to have more men moving out there. Oh, that's worth it. Yeah, there's a 5th army here, 1st army. Did I just send these men here by mistake? I must have sent them here with thinking that is just not the depots here and that we wouldn't be able to move forward quickly. Turns out I was quite happily wrong. I'll have to see if I can turn in any of these men into an actual legitimate army commander. If I could move forward and the passion, that'd be great. I mean, wow, what a gain. That's just more or less blown open the Caucasus defense. Oh, he's not going to be happy. That was worth every one of those 20-odd thousand men. Well worth it. I mean, they did get butchered. Absolutely butchered, but it was worth it. Was worth it. Really nasty battle there, but yeah, worth it. Ah, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that worked. Right, we'll be dealing with the British next turn as well. At least we can make an early push into British territory there. That don't matter. He's a really nice commander. At least he's got some nice traits over here. Good commander. Literally a good commander. So we can begin pushing into Egypt pretty quickly. Right. I'm liking it so far. And we should have the forces here for Von Leto. Right, let's go ahead and do that then. So Von Leto here is weight of 41. Let me see, so distant unload. So select the distant unload order, select a coastal region. As soon as the fleet transport is adjacent to this region, the selected land units will disembark. Okay. I really need to get here, but I can't be certain which way they're going to go. I really don't know which way they're going to go. Maybe I just move the fleet in over here and we just go for it. There's no mines here. There is the fortress over here, but this would be safer. But then I need to have the port immediately. So it's up to you guys on this one. I guess I'll have a move over here, but that is a potential problem. But at the end of the day, I do have pretty much like the entire German fleet here, more or less. That's like 215 ships. That's like quite a few dreadnoughts, battle cruisers, battleships, battle droids, battle mechs, Bane blades, the like. And in theory, I can actually move these submarines out into the Atlantic now, and they can actually do something useful. That'd be excellent. I feel like I'm going to get naval invaded one day. Yeah, go for Alpo. I doubt there's anybody up there. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It's... Yeah, go big or go home. Okay, you guys are definitely on side. That's fine by me. We'll go with that then. I think that makes sense. Yeah, we can go ahead and do that. At the end of the day, the fleet will be there. I do even have forces accompanying the landing. Like, there's some cruisers in here and even a battleship in here, just to make sure they had some kind of, like, support. Right, let me just make sure that they're set there. But yeah, that's good then. So once we arrive there, but I can go ahead and get things started in loading, unloading, etc. And if I could go ahead and actually disable the redoubt there and seize the redoubt, that'd be really quite good. It gives us a little bit of distance there. He will be very quickly moving forces from Helsinki. Who knows, maybe he's got forces pre-positioned over here. We'll have to see, but it's a interesting move for us. So, we're looking pretty solid here, actually. Now, bombardments occur when there's action. So, I'm going to go ahead and assume that they'll have quite the big gun salute. Yeah, bombardments will only occur in spot of your own units. I'm going to assume if it is combat, then they would get just an obscene amount of artillery support. I mean, that's just obscene. I mean, even just a single dreadnought giving fire support is a lot. Yeah, we managed to hold on over here in Serbia. That's really good. But again, like, we really are very light on the ground here. Like, very, very light. I am pushing it to the absolute limit out here. But I think it's been worth it. I mean, with the Jaegers that went north, it's very lucky, it's very fortunate that we did move the Jaegers north when we did. Because we have been able to push back the army of Brusilov, which is not a great thing for him. He's not going to be happy about that. I really would like to take this bloody core out of the equation. He's got a big thing about, like, parking himself in places like that. I like how you can actually click, select, or hover over on the airfield and it'll tell you how much is in there. That's cool. Yeah, I just need to get that supply there. Yeah, it is toggleable. They do use a lot of ammunition. Oh, that's not good. This force, it looks like it had a core merge inside it, which is not exactly ideal. Either way, I can just reorganize that. Yeah, it looks like a force moved in there, which is why that's lower than it is. Yeah, our cohesion has recovered somewhat, and that's good. We also do have a depot over here, which is very useful. It does mean that we actually are getting supply. Our supply will move... Well, it'll move forward this turn. I think it takes about 15 days. 12 to 15 days to build up. So that's good, then. So it means I actually do have something to move forward with there. The Russians have been so kind as to move out for us, which is very handy. If he engages, I might have engagement here. And... yeah, that'd be interesting. How risky is it to move through the mines? To be honest, I really don't know that much about mines. Like I said earlier, they don't seem to be covered in the manual. So I've honestly no idea how effective mines actually are. So it's, I don't know, maybe somebody might know about that. That'd be great. I need to recover this bit of cohesion. I think I'm going to go ahead and actually, in fact, build a depot here. I think at any point when I'm going to have an army stay, I just want to build a depot. It does mean that supply gets there. But we do have this taken care of. And let's see. I could have a single corps move upon this and then bring the super heavy artillery down on it. And I think that might be worthwhile. I'll go ahead and order a corps to move forward. Alright, and then this army of Falkenhayn can move over here. Now he's our commander-in-chief here, and in fact I could probably move him to a little bit to the north there, but it does mean that we have that. And in fact, really, do I want to have him? I may want to have him move a little bit further north, but actually he does cover everything, more or less. I think what I want to go ahead and do here then, let's see. I will take Falkenhayn, have him move here, and have the corps continue on its way over here then. At least in that way I can have Falkenhayn move to where he can benefit more or less everybody there. He's a good commander for attacking actually, so I have to bear that in mind. Von Kluck is a bloody good commander there, he's a bloody good offensive commander. Not fantastic as a defensive commander, but you know, bloody good on that account. Right, so it's a good day for us actually, pretty damn good day. It's a good day to die. I really need bloody munitions out here. The amount of ammunition we go through a turn is pretty obscene. Like, I'm pretty sure if I do build more men, which we probably can do now, then I'm probably going to find it very hard to keep them all supplied. Right, we do have additional artillery available here on the Western Front. Yeah, we just... Oh, that's a nice solid 300, isn't it? That's very tasty. And that's with a reserve division in there too, so that could actually be higher than that. Very nice. Yeah. Just increase the amount of guns that we have here. That's a lot of heavy guns. And they're likely going to come in handy there. I mean, who knows what he's going to do here in the West. He may bide his time. But again, we still have the orders in place. We'll just see what happens. And the good news is I have constructed another depot over here, so it means that they'll gain more supply, hopefully hold out a little bit longer. I could do with having more men moved up over here, but we'll see there. We do have trenches being dug here, another 17 days to reach the next level, but it does mean that they're getting there. Like over here we have level 3 here now. Level 2's over here. This is a level 5, so something already here. So in fairness, I don't need to actually keep this here, but it is worthwhile having something just in the rear that does have some men in it. I am going to need to build, and I'm going to need to send forces down here to Serbia, but we'll see. Alright. Yeah, Japan has joined the Entente and is now war with the Central Powers. So the Eastern colonies are pretty much gone, but I'm not really going to be defending them anyhow. Yeah, the Western Entente accepted Japan into the alliance. Tsar takes command. We've got our research there, so we'll go ahead and try and push forward with research. If I can make it to level 3 before they do, that'd be very handy, because I could then gain access to like grenades and flamethrowers. That'd be very handy. Let me make sure my bro's okay. Right. Yeah, having access to those grenades and flamethrowers would be very nice, giving them additional penetration. And this is where we have our just large amounts of heavy artillery that's going to come in handy. Just being able to penetrate trench and just being able to break through would be very useful. I really wish I could have used my heavy artillery in the east, but you know, what can I do? Would there be any benefits for invading Denmark? You know, it's an interesting question, actually. It's an interesting one. It'd be okay, but yeah. Okay. That's going to be the game plan there. Yeah, in terms of Denmark, I don't know. I've never really seen them join the war. I don't know what they have, what they don't have. I know that they have a very large merchant fleet, but at least the Danish, the Danish and the Dutch, I believe, tend to have quite large merchant fleets. So who knows? Maybe they have something along that line. I'll go ahead and issue for the heavy artillery to continue moving out here. I do probably need more divisions. I guess I could arguably say I've gone like a year without having to recruit more men, but I did get bolstered by the raising of the militia forces, which really did help me out. Alright. Yeah, the Russians using gas. I'll not tease him about that one. He did do the turn at like 6 AM-ish, so maybe there was a mistake. I mean, I've made mistakes as well. Right, when can we get additional levels of trenches? Because I really want to have those. And it's going to be difficult, because in the future I'm going to have to try and break his trenches, but right now I just need to hold in the west as much as I can. I'm pretty happy that it has an attack this turn. I think every day that we have that... Sorry, every 15 days where it goes by without an attack in the west is pretty good for us. It does also mean that additional heavy artillery is on its way then. I'll go ahead and have this ordered out here and then have it properly organised. Okay. Right. Yes, we have 3 more regiments on the way. I wonder how many do I have left to build now? Not that one, that one. We may have 2 more or 1 more. Oh, final one, okay. Like, I'm going to be constructing divisions this turn, but I've got to finish it. We started, we're going to finish it. So we'll go ahead and build our final German heavy artillery unit, heavy artillery regiment there in Frankfurt. And that is a lot of heavy artillery. I do wonder how much we actually have in total, but that's a good chunk of artillery. Ooh, good. Our munitions actually increased there quite a bit there. That's a few hundred. It's gone up quite a few hundred there. That's very good. I'm going to need every single bloody one of them. I hope we don't have a Gallipoli campaign, but it's a bit late in the day for it, so... I'm going to hope so, because that would suck. But having the forward momentum there at cars is just essential. It's just, yeah, essential. Deal with rebels, and I do need to get rid of said rebels, but we'll manage it. Yeah, I got the Tsar over here. And he doesn't really have far to go until he starts losing and gaining rebel alignment. It's at 5%. If we can just keep pushing that up as well, that'd be great. Hopefully the rebel alignment continues in France. Yeah, I'm going to have to push the Americans back to neutrality, but we'll see. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and take a look at what we have to recruit. There's a couple ways I could do things. Wow, they look really nice. That's really cool. I like how they look now. And they're going to be more effective here, aren't they? But having that additional protection is going to be very handy. I don't think the men are going to have it... Oh no, they technically do then. They do look as if they have been upgraded. I think they have been upgraded, so that's fantastic. I'd have to compare it to before, but it looks like we do have that now. What does the artillery look like? I think this only upgrades when you have the units destroyed, the elements destroyed, sorry, and replaced. But that's really handy then. As we actually have superior infantry to use now. We've got a huge... I could recruit a huge amount of men. That's a huge, huge force pool. How you doing that, Arthur? Good to have you. We're in the tail end of the stream here, but we've had some things go our way. It's been quite good, actually. Is it just show like this? Okay. I was kind of hoping that would have a new graphic, but I guess it's just more effective now. I'd have to compare, but yeah. That's a good thing to have. Ooh, I love how the cavalry's changed. Love that. Very, very nice. I don't believe I have... Do I have level 2 aviation? No, I'm nearly there at level 2 aviation. But still behind. Okay. Looking great. There we are. So what? Yeah, they do look really nice. Yeah, we can recruit for Ottoman forces. What I think I'm going to go ahead and do next is either construct heavy artillery in the Ottoman Empire, and it's a good point actually. Maybe even producing more men here in the Ottoman Empire. Get started on the British. I am kind of thinking about building more Austrian troops, really. But it's arguable. I mean, we are going to have Romania. Romania will be engaging against the Serbs soon. If he pushes out here, he's got maybe like 3 turns or so before the Romanians join. I need to open this up again, but at the end of the day, I can get men in here. It's not that long until the Bulgarians join as well, and then that is Serbia pretty much at the end of the road there. But we are moving forward. Yeah, that's great then. So we have the trench mortars. Yeah, is this new? Oh, okay. Is this new on the battlefield automatically upgraded? Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I thought it was. I don't know where I read that then. Maybe I just interesting. But anyhow, it looks like yeah, things are just automatically upgraded. So this is really good news. That's really, really, really good news because that means that. Yeah, I guess it just looks like they just need to upgrade. Well, sort of just refresh on this. Yeah, that's great. That's really good. So that means our men are going to be more effective now. Oh, that's very good. That puts us back in it. Wait for you, Rasputin. Alright. So let's see then. Artillery tactics. Oh, do I know? Right, I've got you for artillery tactics. Okay, I was hoping I'd have infantry. So I could move forward there, 40. He may have me beat in a sense, but I think I can try and boost that back up there. I've got the key allies moving in towards our camp. I could push towards the Greeks and the Dutch, perhaps. The Italians would be great, of course. But that's a tough one to crack. But yeah, how much have we gained this turn? Right, 695 a turn. Conscripts going up. War supply going up. But yeah, that's great. So we'll have the Romanians soon. That'll be very nice. Okay. I'm going to assume that the Black Sea Fleet is over there. I do have Ottoman Marines over here, actually. So if I can try and do something, I will try and do something. But this is just such a huge gain for us. Being able to just take cars is just such a huge gain. My god, that was good. So it's unfortunate, and it was... I mean, it's not a bad decision that he attacked, because had the army not been there, had the forces not arrived, he'd have been able to take me out, and then that had been like 25,000 men dead, or even more men just dead, for very little show for it. So right now, we're in a good position. He's going to be able to... it's like, had he been pushed over here, he'd been more or less doomed. It'd be more or less over for him. But he's here, he can use the rail lines. It does put some heat under his position here, and he's not in a fabulous position right now. So that's very interesting. It does mean that we can actually get the Ottoman army proper into there, and really get the Ottomans in there. If I had some heavy artillery, that'd be amazing. If I had some super heavy artillery, it'd be even better. But, you know, it's okay. I'll work with it. So we're looking good. I'm going to go ahead and send this over to the guys. And thank you for watching, ladies and gents. I'll go ahead and issue orders here. But I am being asked to do things, so I'm going to have to go. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope to see you again soon. And hopefully this fortress will be well surrendered in the next few days. That would be excellent. Thank you and goodbye. If you guys are enjoying this, please do go ahead and subscribe, like the video, be much appreciated. Comment below as well, even just saying hello or that you're enjoying the stream. It does help immensely with the algorithm, and if you do feel I've earned it, then please do consider a small donation or becoming a Patron backer. That would be amazing. So until next time, thank you and goodbye.